I'm live.
Huh.
How goes it out there, palm nuts, palm maniacs, exotic plant freaks?
Mhm.
I'm doing another live stream just because it's so nice out here on Salt Spring Island today. It's 5:36 p.m.
38.
Pacific time. 5:38?
Yeah. You
36. 5:36 p.m. Pacific time. We have a current temp of 18 degrees Celsius in the shade and 59% humidity. It may be dinner time in a lot of other places that are not too far off from here. And then it's nighttime and dark in other places far off from here. Hello, weather follower. See you in there. Just make sure this is working okay. Aloha. Hope everybody else is having good weather out there as well. I was working on the south end today, and there were some big storm clouds hanging over Mount Maxwell in the distance. You could see them. It almost looked like this gigantic mushroom cloud. I'll upload the video after. I was sitting on my tractor, my ride and mower down there mowing the ballpark on the south end, and it was just hanging over that mountain. That mountain is around 1,970 foot to the top of it, and it actually looks like Diamond Head on Oahu. And the first Hawaiian settlers that came here look at that mountain, and they'd say that reminds us of Diamond Head on Oahu. Yeah, especially when you get to the other side, when you get to the Big Island and you look at it, it really does resemble Diamond Head. And if any of you guys have been to Hawaii and on the island of Oahu, Diamond Head, of course, was a volcano that blew its top off. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of years ago, but it does resemble Mount Maxwell on our island. Tennessee palms. Let's see here. How are you doing, Zach? Take shelter. Palm trees are falling out of the sky. I wish they were little ones anyway. Then they wouldn't hurt me when they hit me on the head. They'd give me a flogging on the noggin if a big one dropped out of the sky. Palm tree dude, what's up? Southern Ontario palms and tropicals. Hey, nice to see you guys in there. See how many of these live streams I've been doing? Because they're so much fun. I just uploaded a bunch of photos and I'm eating our dinner. We eat our dinner outside every night. Wendy loves to eat outside, so I got the laptop sitting out here on the deck. You always go live at the perfect time for me to watch. Oh, that's good, palm tree dude. So I was saying it is 5:38 p.m. Pacific time here on Salt Spring Island. And for you just tuning in, 18 degrees Celsius in the shade and 59% humidity. Feels a lot warmer in the sun. Southern Ontario palms and tropicals. We've been stuck inside.
Oh no.
And love live. Oh, you've all been stuck inside. Are you in quarantine?
God.
Are you guys in quarantine over there still? Wow. There's
What?
been no. The only quarantine that's happened on Salt Spring is if you've been traveling somewhere and then you came back to Salt Spring. You have to stay. You're supposed to stay on your own property for 14 days.
Who's been stuck inside? Where?
In Ontario.
Really?
Yeah. I guess it's quarantine. Yeah. It's 1 a.m. for
Why?
me in the UK. Weather follower says. Right on. Well, aloha and cheers to the UK, the beautiful UK. 1 a.m. Wow. I'm usually in bed at 9 p.m. 1 a.m. Right on. Thanks for watching. Tennessee Palm, Zach. I just uploaded a video for the first time in a while. Well, I'm going to have to check it out. Yes, you got a good YouTube channel as well. Let's just see what else. 9 degrees, almost 9 here in Ontario. Raining. Yeah, I see the forecast. I got the weather app on my cell phone at work, my iPhone, so I can see Toronto every day. And actually, a weather warning comes along, and it said rain or something popped up for Toronto. I also have a lot of other places on there on the weather app. It's the Weather Channel, and it did say 9 degrees. So. Yeah, it's been dry here today, but where I was working on the south end, it was crazy looking at the distance into zone 8A, and I could see this massive. It looked like when they drop an atomic bomb, you get this big mushroom cloud. Well, that's what it looked like, but it was really dark and it hung over this mountain. And I did take some pictures and shoot a video of, so I'll upload it later so you can see. Being inside has gotten so old. Wow. Palm tree dude. I've been spending most of my time outside now. Wow, so you can't leave your property? Is that the way it is there? That's crazy. Unbelievable. No, it's life goes on here. I mean, everybody's social distancing. Like when you go to town, and you go to the supermarket, there's lines painted on the like as you enter, right? And there's a guard at the front door, like a guy working.
6 foot spaces are marked out.
Yeah, 6 foot spaces are marked out, and then if you want a shopping cart, there's a guy there that sterilizes everything, and there's hand sanitizer. There's arrows painted on the floor of
They only allow so many.
yeah, they only allow so many people in the store at a time, 25. Post office, and I'm mailing stuff weekly. I just shipped off some seedlings today to Quebec, and that's one person at a time in the post office, and
And then we
everybody's
have
social.
some of the food places are takeout.
Yeah,
There's
food.
no
Yeah,
in-house.
food places are
nothing.
open, but it's takeout.
Yeah.
Palm Tree Dude, you can leave, but it's supposed to be for certain essential. Wow, crazy. Yes, we're stuck at home 6 feet apart from people. Most businesses closed still. Yeah. Yeah, there's stuff opening up here. We just opened up the tennis courts today. I work for the parks department, so we just unlocked the tennis courts. And what else did we open up? Oh, the bike park and the skate parks
We have a
opened up.
feeling we're going to get hit by tourists this weekend.
Yeah, we're really worried about this weekend because our economy here on Salt Spring Island and the Southern Gulf Island is based on tourism, and we're worried that there's going to be an influx of tourists coming, and they're telling people to stay home if it's not essential travel.
Yeah.
So do not come to the Southern Gulf Islands. We like
Yeah.
tourists, but not at this time. And we actually, Wendy has a B&B here, and
Not
usually at this
open.
time it's very busy, but it's
Yeah.
been very dead
They're saying
because we're
next-
closed.
Next weekend is when the restaurants or
Yeah.
barbershops. Next weekend, not this weekend.
Next weekend they're going to
is
open up.
when There's some
Yeah.
places like
Yeah.
barbershops and
I don't know anybody that has
I don't know.
COVID-19. I haven't heard of any cases on our island. I feel very safe here on the Southern Gulf Islands. And like I say, the only way you can get here is by ferry boat. And I think they are asking you at the terminal, like the ferry terminal. If you want to come to Salt Spring Island, it's south of Vancouver, about 20 miles south of Vancouver, something like that. And then they'll ask you at the ferry terminal, why are you going to Salt Spring Island or the Gulf Islands? Tennessee Palms. Remember how my first few videos were? Just to show you stuff. I got making palm, and I got hooked on making palm videos. Well, that's good. You're a palm addict. That's why. Palms are addicting, but it's a good addiction. Better than drugs, folks. Better than drugs and booze. Let's just see what else do we have here. You can't leave, but it's supposed to be for certain essential things. I'm just reading all your stuff. Oh, there's Martin. Hey, bud, how's it going? It's going good here, buddy. Hope everything's well there. Tennessee, we're all open here, Zach says. Yeah, they're starting to open up a lot more stuff in the States. Here, I think they're taking their time. Yeah, I think we're okay. If we don't have the tourists come here, I think they could probably open everything up on Salt Spring Island. But the economy's definitely hurting, that's for sure. Southern Ontario Palms. Oh, he's asking Zach a question. Pacific Northwest umbrella. Hey, how much are young palm trees? I want to get some if you have any. I have lots for sale there, neighbor. Tons of them. I have thousands of palm trees in our nursery, and they start at $12 for 1 gallon size Trachycarpus fortuna. Razorback palms are a little bit more because they come from a colder growing zone in Arkansas. So yeah, stop by sometime. Just message me, PM me on Facebook, or email me, and or if you see me out in the garden when you drive by, pull in, and we can easily social distance in our property here. It's big enough to do that. I'm not stuck in an apartment, you know that. So we can show you the palm nursery, and if you're interested in a palm, yeah, you can pick some palms out there. Trachycarpus fortunae. And I do have others as well in the greenhouse. Weather follower, we have the same in shops. There are markers on the ground. Well, that's good. Wow. So everybody's playing it safe. You have to. I mean, you don't want to get this COVID-19 thing. It's supposed to be really, really bad. And even young people seem to be dying from it too. So be careful out there. And even when they say it's done, I think you got to still keep your guard up. The safest place I feel, and even though I feel very safe on our island, is in the garden right here, right on our own property. And if I had to be confined to my property, if I had to be quarantined to our property, I'm fine with it, man. I could be stuck here for months and months on end. There's just so much to do, and I haven't done it yet. So that would, that would keep me very busy just being on our property. I would never get bored. Pacific Northwest, I work tomorrow. Are you around on the week? Yeah, I work tomorrow too. I work 5 days a week, but yeah, I'm around on the weekend. I don't think I'm going to go anywhere. Only place I really go on the weekend is up to the nursery, up to Fraser's. We were there yesterday and we were there last weekend too, buying stuff we don't need. Tennessee Palms. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, if you see me out there, pop in, and then we'll take you down to the nursery and we'll show you the garden too. We'll tour you through the garden and we'll show you what we grow here. You work for CRD, I heard. Yeah, I've been with them for nearly 20 years. I work for Parks Department, Parks and Rec. So CRD is a big entity, Capital Regional District, right? So I'm the Parks and Rec, Salt Spring Island Parks and Rec. There's building inspection, there's water, there's sewer, and it just goes on and on and on, right? And then it's Southern Gulf Islands and Victoria. Um, Weather follower, over 30,000 people have died. Yee, in the UK. That's scary. I don't know how many people have died in Canada. I don't know. From Corona, couple thousand maybe. I'm guessing. And I think like I don't know how many people have it. 30,000 people probably had it. I haven't, like I say, heard of any cases here. They don't really advertise it if there was some, but I haven't heard of any. I know someone who got it but are completely fine now. Yeah, palm tree dude, to some people, it's going to be like the flu, right? So if you're a very healthy person, it might be just like a flu or a bad flu. But if you're really old and decrepit and you have a weak immune system, then it's going to be a lot worse. It could probably turn into pneumonia and kill you. Oh, that's right. I do have friends who were in Italy. They were in northern Italy, and they got back in January. And northern Italy, that's where the big outbreak was, and a lot of people died. And I said, "Did you get anything? Did you get sick or anything?" He says, "Yeah." When they got back from Italy in January, late January, his partner, she was in bed for 8 days straight with upper respiratory, illness, and then he got sick too. Same thing. I says, "Well, that was it, no doubt. That had been it." But they recovered, and they're in their 50s. Palm tree dude, I know someone who got it. That's good. They're very young. Yeah, well, they can. Palm tree dude. Yeah, I've heard of young people getting it. I've heard of young people dying too. Layla Riley, my papa passed nurse home. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. That is so sad. Yeah, you know what? It seems to really get into these nursing homes, and I know people that work in the nursing home here, and I know nursing home here is fine. None of that in the nursing home here. None in the hospital that I've heard of either. Okay, palm tree, got to go. Pacific Northwest Survival, got to go walk the dog with the neighbor. Drop off. Okay, we'll see you this weekend. If you see me out there, or just pop in anyway, knock on the door. Weather follower, once you put on a ventilator here, they say it's 50-50. Oh God, that's scary. That's scary. Well, anyway, the thing is not to touch your face. Keep your hands clean. I clean public washrooms every morning. That's how I start my job. I got to clean public washrooms. So just the family bathroom we have open. The women's and the men's bathrooms are closed because you can't social distance in there. So I know I wear gloves in there. I wear rubber boots, and then I spray it down with a hospital disinfectant. Not much more we can do. We clean it a few times a day, and I haven't heard of anybody getting sick going in there because there's sure probably a lot of germs in the bathroom. Martin, my girlfriend and I got very sick 2 weeks and they refused to test us. Oh, and a neighbor of yours died from it. Oh, that's terrible. Be careful out there, man. Yeah. So just keep your distance from people. And I think that's the thing, keeping your distance, because if somebody's too close to you and they're coughing or sneezing, those particles, you can potentially breathe them in, right? So if a certain distance away, it's not going to happen. And that's why, we want to fly to Maui in November if everything opens up. But do we really want to be on an airplane? Because all that's recircled air. And I guess we'd have to wear a mask. I do really want to go to Maui. Now restaurants open Sunday most Layla Riley. Yeah, restaurants here are only open for takeout. 2 meters weather follower. Yeah, that's 6.6 feet. And that's not sticking your arms out like this because you're in the middle of your arms. 6.6 feet is quite a ways away. So you have to remember that, and and often you'll be working in the park and somebody comes running right past you and they just about brush you. And they think because running past you is okay. You still got to keep your distance if you're jogging. Martin, we recovered a while back, but it never know. Yeah, you may have had it. You never know. And like I say, it could be just like a really bad flu to some people. Tennessee Palms, only a few hundred people died of COVID in Tennessee. Interesting. Well, I look at the population in BC, there's millions of people, and there's really not a whole lot of cases that we've had if you want to look at the big picture. The borders are still closed. I think they're talking about opening them up another week or two, so we'll see what happens. Martin, and let's see, who else do we have in here? Lots of people in here. Lots of people. GD, do you have a cordyline indivisia? Yes, we have lots of them in our garden. I wish I could take this computer and move it over. We have ones that are about 15 feet tall in our garden. We have lots of cordylines in our garden, and plant them small and they get big. The nursery has tons of them down the road too. Watch my latest video. I shot a video today when I was working in town. It's only about 11 seconds long, and I titled it. It's the last video I just uploaded before I came live stream. It's called Cordylines and Iris, and you can see some big cordylines growing in front of the wellness center in town. There's a lot of cordylines around here. Palm tree dude, I feel like it's disrespectful to not keep your. I totally agree with you. You know what else really upsets me is when I see plates from other provinces on our island. And you know, it never bothered me before, but they're telling you not to travel if you don't need to. And it was yesterday. I pulled out of the park in my parks truck, and this dude pulls in his Chevy Blazer, and it had Alberta plates on it. It's like, what are you doing here, man? So I stopped my parks truck, and I just looked at I looked at him, and I'm looking straight at the guy. I'm looking at his plates. He's looking at me. He kind of put his head down a little bit, and I drove slow. I give him a dirty look. He shouldn't be here. I've never seen the guy before. He definitely doesn't live here on our island. I've lived here long enough to know who lives here and who doesn't. Martin, what is the best yucca that gets a trunk for Zone 8A? You can grow Yucca rostrata. You can grow Yucca elata. You can grow Yucca recurvifolia. Gloriosa. Gloriosa is a really good one. Ours has, our biggest one has about 6 feet of trunk on it, our Gloriosa. We have a lot of Gloriosa here. So those are nice, hardy ones for your zone. You know, the biggest Yucca elata I know are growing in Zone 7B in Oroville, Washington. 7A or 7B, just south of the Canadian border, south of a Soyuz. They were planted in 1961 or 1962, and I think they're probably now about 16 feet tall, at least, or even a little bit more. And when my friend went down there about 30 years ago, he took some plants, and he said, "Joe, what are these?" I said, "Those look like Yucca elata." He says, "Yeah, the lady brought them back from Arizona, and she wasn't too sure of the exact species, but she brought them back from Arizona back in the early 60s and planted them there. And that's a zone 7, 7A, 7B. I have a sequoia seedling, sweet GD Gardens. That is great. I love sequoias. Sequoias are beautiful. There's Sequoia dendron giganteum, Sequoia sempervirens. That's the coast redwood. I can see the tops of ours from here. They're about 70 feet tall, something like that. I planted them as saplings a long time ago. Tennessee palms. Tennessee is the same way. Less than 20,000 people got it. The majority was in the cities. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times it's in the cities, Zach, because it's hard to, like, what do people do in New York when you're on the 20th floor of a high rise and you got to take the elevator down? How do you social distance in an elevator? So do you take the stairs down, or do you have to wait every time for one person to go in the elevator and go down to the bottom and then come back up again? I don't know how people figure that out. Can palmetto grow in zone 7B? I would say, yeah, it depends where. In the deep south, if it's 7B in North Carolina, it probably could. In 7B in Canada, you can forget it. There's no sable palmetto will ever grow anywhere in zone 7B in Canada without being boxed in and heat, okay? There's sable palmetto growing here on our coast without protection, but they grow a lot slower here. Layla, we have garden green onions growing. Sweet. I love onions. You know, we planted a bunch of them in our garden. And you know what we just bought? We just bought a bunch of tomatoes. So we're going to put those in this weekend too. John Oritz. I'm in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Right on. Hello. Hello, Jane from Hawaii. Boy, there's a lot of people in there. Okay. Who else is in here? A ton of you guys. I'm liking this. All the palm nuts are out there. Good to see you guys. I'm glad you guys are in here watching this, tuned in. Awesome. John, good to see you in there, buddy. Georgia, that's my youngest son's favorite place to travel to, Georgia. His best friend lives in Georgia, just south of Atlanta. And he was down there this past summer. And then 2 years ago, he went there and he had a great time. He also shoots YouTube videos, and he shot some down in Georgia as well. And actually, his best friend used to live here on Salt Spring for about 2.5 years. And he went to school up here, and then he moved back to Georgia. Any jungle Parajubea on Salt Spring? Any large Parajubea? No, I have the biggest one, palm tree dude, in our garden. And Shane, there is a sable palmetto at U of H Manoa. Yes, there's also sable minor at Lion Arboretum because I've collected seeds from the sable minors growing at Lion Arboretum. Gotta love Lion Arboretum. And you guys that visit Hawaii, if you visit the island of Oahu, you have to visit Lion Arboretum. It's about 5 acres of beautiful tropical rainforest with a large collection of palm trees for you palm nuts. Let's see what else. Weather follower. I've noticed in recent video careful around your island with seeds still on them. No. There's just so many, weather follower. I can't pick all the seeds. I don't harvest all the seeds. I go to certain palm trees on our island. Like there's thousands of palm trees on Salt Spring Island, and I only go to certain palm trees and collect the seeds from them. So there's a lot of them. They're blooming in town right now. And there's one I'm going to dust in the Rotary Park. I planted that in 2003 at Rotary Marine Park, and I'm going to dust it with some waggy pollen, and we'll get some hybrids on that baby. It looks good. It's forming a skirt now. It's got all the dead fronds on it. So I got to keep one of my coworkers away from it. I got this gal I work with, and she's a sweet gal, but she loves to just butcher palm trees. She'll just pencil prune those suckers, and it just drives me nuts. Jane, KCC had a sable miner, but it was removed in favor of native. Oh, come on. That's Cocoa Crater? No. Is it Coco? Is that what you're talking about, Cocoa Crater? That's not right. They shouldn't move it in favor of native or exotic introduced plants. If you grow a tomato, if you grow petunias, grow impatiens, they're not native to there. Those are exotic plants. We're all exotic plant growers. People are funny that way, aren't they? Drives me crazy. Martin, it's freezing here. -1. What? No, -1. Wow, it is 18 here right now. Well, it was when I started the live stream. 18 degrees Celsius, and humidity is about 59% when I started. So who knows what it is now? It feels nice out here. It doesn't feel cold, and it doesn't feel hot. It just feels just right. Tennessee, it's 27 here. See, toasty and probably high humidity, I bet, too. What else do we have here? Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe one day, palm tree dude, my Parajubea will grow larger. If it gets really cold, I'm going to have to help it. But in the meantime, I'm going to let it do its thing. It's spring right now, so I'll let it go through the winter. And if it's going to be abnormally cold, I'll give it a little help. So last year, I just put a couple of stakes around it. It got down to -5.5, 22.1 degrees Fahrenheit, and it did fine with a plastic bag over it. So just like the Cyrus Butia we have as well, it's doing fine. Martin, -1 will not hurt your bananas. It'll could fry the leaves maybe, but it won't hurt the bananas. They'll be fine. Layla, when virus going back to casino? When Layla Riley, when virus over going back casino Mississippi? Sweet. The magnolia state. Well, you know what? We grow magnolias here too. Jane saying it's 80 degrees right now. Jane, I need to be there. Gotta love Hawaii. I want to tell you something, folks, and you probably know that Hawaii is one of my favorite places on the planet. Okay, I get a lot of my tattoos in Hawaii. That one I got a Tattoolicious in Waikiki. That says Hawaii. That's when I got married in Hawaii. It says September 6, 86. That says Oahu on it. And then I have more tattoos from Hawaii. There's the Hawaiian Islands right there. Got the Hawaiian Islands. Got those done in Hawaii. Tiki tattoo in Waikiki. There's a hula girl that says aloha. So Hawaii is my thing. I think the climate there is perfect. And the flora, you can pretty much grow anything under the sun on the Hawaiian Islands. And they have a lot of different climate zones too. My daylily had its first flower today. Jane says, sweet, hemerocallis. Our hemerocallis are up and should be blooming soon, but yours are going to be way ahead of ours. I'm amazed you're actually growing daylilies there. Wow, I didn't even know daylilies would actually grow in Hawaii. I thought it'd be too tropical. Cool. Jane, I'd love to send you some Trachycarpus seeds so you could try some in your garden, and then you could do an experiment for me because I'd like to see Trachycarpus growing in Hawaii. GD Gardens, hey Joe, if your hybrid palms you plant start producing seed, what will you do if there is no pure Fortuna available since the seed would be hybrids? That's going to be interesting when they start producing. I planted those things from seed in the 1990s, and oh, bad connection. Bad connection. Hang on. Oh, there we go. I planted those in the 1990s when they were small, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens when they all start producing flowers and seed. They're growing in close proximity to each other, so they're definitely going to be pollinators, and just hopefully they're different sex and not all male or female. Otherwise, we're going to be screwed here. Emercalis are evergreen? No way. Our Emercalis are herbaceous perennial, Jane. So wintertime, they're done. Late fall, they're done, and then they come back again. So on Hawaii and Hawaii evergreen. Tennessee Pond's about to start getting hotter than Hawaii. Yeah, oh yeah, it gets way hotter in Tennessee. Well, the hottest temperature ever recorded in Hawaii is probably close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And the coldest temperature recorded in Hawaii, I'm trying to think, it was on the Big Island on the top of Mauna Loa or Mauna Kea in 1979. And it was down what was it? 10 degrees Fahrenheit or 14? No, it was even colder than that. I think it was below 10 degrees Fahrenheit. I'd have to look that up again. But you can Google it on weather records. But it got really cold, and it was in 79, I believe. Martin, I've covered the. I'm covered in tattoos, but I still miss the tropical tattoo. You better get a tropical tattoo. Wendy's done a lot of mine. I do have a palm tree there somewhere. Where's my palm tree? There's my palm tree, and I have other palm trees as well. So we got to get some more palm trees happening. I got a big one on my back too. Weather follower -9. There we go. -9 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that's about 15 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. That's pretty cold. And that's up on top, I think, Mauna Loa or Mauna Kea. Tell me if I'm right if it was 1979. Do you grow castor bean plants? GD Gardens is asking me. I used to. I don't anymore. Grew some of the biggest castor bean plants back when I lived on the mainland, and my mother-in-law had a massive one south of Vancouver. It just had the biggest. They are annual here, as you know. They're tropical. The hottest temperature ever recorded in Tennessee is 113. However, 118 in a remote area, Hickman County. That is toasty. You could fry eggs out there. Layla Riley, I have a cypress tree grow wild. Oh, you have the bald cypress down there if you're in Mississippi. Daylily blooms, days get longer, Jane was saying. Cool. I'm amazed that daylilies actually grow there. That actually shocks me. I'm thinking they could probably grow up country on Maui, but I didn't think they would grow on Oahu anywhere. I didn't think there was enough high elevation to grow hemerocallis because they're a perennial here. Kinsey Jr., max 105, min 20F. Okay, the hottest temperature ever recorded here is 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 100.1 degrees Fahrenheit, and the coldest temperature here is 11 degrees Fahrenheit on where I'm at this end of the island, 11 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can figure that out. That's minus 11 degrees Fahrenheit. That's down there anyway. 11 degrees Fahrenheit is about -10 degrees Celsius, something like that. In Salt Spring, Palm Tree, dude, about 75 degrees, something like that. But we do get warmer. We'll get some days in the 80s and even into the lower 90s. I'm very close to the ocean here. So this end of the island never gets the heat like the inland sections in the south end where the olives grow. You're up high 80s, mid 80s, high 80s a lot through the summertime, but they're not close to the ocean. And that's why they grow olives there. And then down the road from me, more inland where the fig farm is, it gets really hot there too, much hotter. See, where I am at the very north end of the island, it's very narrow like this, the land, and there's lots of ocean around us. So it's always a lot cooler up this way, but it's always milder in the winter. Weather -9 on or 12 Fahrenheit. 17, May 79. I was right. 79. Thank you, weather follower. What's the warmest temperature you ever recorded on Christmas Day? Christmas Day. The warmest temperature here on Salt Spring, I don't really remember. I'd have to look in my book. I think the warmest temperature on Christmas Day on Salt Spring might be about 16 degrees, something like that, 15.5 or 16 degrees Celsius. But you got to remember our latitude too, right? We are at 48 degrees latitude. Think about it. There's palm trees behind me. Rightly, there should be no palm trees growing anywhere at this latitude, but we do have an exotic garden here. So, you know what? It may not get that hot in the winter, but it doesn't get that cold either. Olives can grow here, but don't fruit. You know what? You know where I saw a lot of olives, Jane? At Kula Lavender Farm. There's huge. Got a video of it here. Tons of olive trees there, big ones, just amazing. It was at about, I think about 3,000 foot above sea level up there, something like that, 3,100 feet. They also had amazing hydrangeas, which I have videos of here as well. Palm tree, dude, I like the southeast coast of Florida. A little cooler, still hot in the summer, warm in winter, at least in cold snaps. Yeah, I know northern Florida can get really cold. And, well, look at our latitude, right? 48 degrees north latitude, and look back in there. Oh, we're back in. Okay. Anyway, Alaska is above us. And I always keep an eye on the weather in Alaska. Okay. So in the wintertime, I don't care about this time of the year, but in the wintertime. So if I see big cold in the Gulf of Alaska, I start to worry a little bit because a lot of times the jet stream can pull it straight down the coast and it can come right over top of our islands here. Cold, dry air from Alaska. And often mixes with the warm, mild Pacific air and makes snow. And I do not like snow. The snow we get here is the worst. I'd rather have a clear, cold winter day with no snow because the cold here never gets cold enough to bother things. The snow can bend and break stuff. It's terrible. I think the record high for Christmas here is in the upper night. Yeah, yeah, no, it's been warm down there, no doubt. Weather follower, thank you, dude, for your info. I appreciate that. I'll take questions on weather records. Just ask. Well, I'm a weather nut too, and I wish I could show you one of our Stevenson screens. We have two Stevenson screens set up and weather probes set up around the property. So I've been recording weather for a long time, and I do actually put the data in logbooks daily. Rainfall. I don't do humidity. I just do minimums and maximums and what it did that day. So I always know what's going on, and it does vary on this. Oh, there we go. Bad connection again. There we go. We're back on again. Sorry about that. It varies on this island. You don't have to drive very far to see a change in the weather. It can be raining a 2-minute drive down the road, or you could have a hailstorm and it can be sunny in the next spot. GD Gardens, I have to save up some money, but buy one of your palms off eBay. Yeah, I ship them every week. I ship seedlings every week, and I have shipped them through, I would say, every 50 states now. Snow is a 4-letter word, Kinsey. It is. It sucks. I don't like snow. Rain is a 4-letter word, but I absolutely love rain because our summers are so dry. So when we get rain in the spring and summer here, it just keeps the garden looking so happy. Jane, there are multiple flower stalks in my daylily. That's amazing. What color is it? What color is your daylily? We have orange ones. Yeah, I think we have orange ones in here. We have some reddish ones too. Weather follower, I've always had an interest in extreme weather. Yep, extreme weather is awesome. So when I see little bitty hailstones falling, I'm out there with my camera. It's like today, I shot a video of that big, it looked like a thunderhead cloud over Mount Maxwell in the south end. And I know it was raining up there on that mountain. And I'm working down below in the valley, and it was sunny and it was warm. But looking off in the distance about, I don't know, probably about, say, it was, it had to have been raining up there. It was just black and it looked nasty, but made for a good video. Aztec gold, beautiful, Jane. Sounds great. Man, you might be the only one in Oahu growing daylilies. Do other people grow daylilies there? This is the right plant I'm thinking of, right? Americalis. Layla Riley, 21 Fahrenheit, December, summertime, 105, Shade, Florida. Wow, toasty. Mattia, 7 on my daylily. Wow, Southern Cal. Joe, do you have an old man cactus? No, I've had that one before. That's the one with all the shaggy stuff on it, kind of like the old man palm, Cocothronix. We have a lot of cactus outside, but that won't grow outside here. I think I actually tried that one outside. I had it inside and I put it outside because it wasn't doing that good inside. And I can actually neglect a cactus. I'm not really good with house plants. I'm better with outside plants. And I put it outside and it froze. So not good for outside. Other people grow daylily here. Is that right? So where are you, Jane? You're in Honolulu, or are you up high in the Manoa Hills? I forgot where you told me you were on Oahu. Tennessee palm, Zach, people need to understand that the southeastern zones are completely different climate than oh, absolutely. People don't get that. When I say I'm in the northern zone 9A, it's completely different than a zone 9A in Florida, okay? Way different. No, we may not follow Fahrenheit. And in the States, down in the Southeast, in zone 9A, you could get down to minus 6 degrees Celsius or 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and your daytime temperature could be 50 or 60. So different. Honolulu, 10-foot elevation. Ah, okay. Are you, let me think, are you near Fort DeRussy? It's a nice Bismarcky is at Fort DeRussy. I took the seed off from there. They don't need frost or cool weather to thrive here, Jane says. Wow, that's amazing. See, I just learned something. Thanks, Jane. You taught me about daylilies growing in Hawaii. I had no idea. So, do you know of any Trachycarpus palms growing in Hawaii? I think in 2018 it was the year we got almost a foot of snow here, Hilton Head, South Carolina. Palm tree dude. Wow. The deepest snow. Oh, you're not near Fort DeRussy. Okay. We walk down there all the time. We stay at, used to stay at the Ohana Waikiki West, used to be the Outrigger West. I've stayed at a lot of hotels. I remember I've been to Waikiki 20 times. So I know the area very well. I used to really like to eat at American Udon Noodle in Kokio. That place had a lineup right down the street there to get into that place. It's best food if you ever go to if you like cheap food but good food and a lot of food, go there, and Rainbow Diner too. Let's just see, what else do we have here? We can go weeks without frost in the winter, Zach says. Also, the temps are higher. Yeah. Well, I've seen winters here where we haven't had any frost. There's areas on our island I've seen go a year and a half without any frost. Big butillas grow. I've seen that garden go a year and a half without any frost at all, where the temperature didn't go below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So it stayed above 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And everything does really well there. But you got to remember, that is a northern zone 9, and it's right on the water. Cordyline self-seed there. There's Butias or Livistona grew out there for years, and it was growing by a pond. The new owners didn't like the pond, so they ripped the pond out and the Livistona. Do you have Arbutus unido? Yes, I'm looking at some 25-foot ones right now. They're right over there. And damn, I wish I could. Maybe I could. Maybe I could pull this out here. Let's just see what we can do. And let's just go over here. And I'm going to bring this here if you can see it with the sun. See those trees right there? Those are Arbutus. Those are 25-foot tall Arbutus strawberry trees. We have other ones in our garden as well. They're also one of the most common trees planted in our town of Ganges. There is Arbutus strawberry trees, Unido strawberry trees everywhere, and they get loaded with fruit. And I eat the fruit in the fall. In the late fall, they're ready to eat. Let's just see. Okay, and we have, and oh, sorry, connection's going again. There, weather follower, we also have native Arbutus trees too, right there. See that one? I'm going to go around my hand right there. That's Arbutus. That's a native Arbutus tree. Pacific Madrona. Some big ones on our property here. Remember Tennessee? Remember coming back from the Czech Republic and seeing 3 inches of snow here? Yeah, well, the deepest snow I've ever seen here is 28.5 inches. How about that, folks? December 1996. I'll never forget it. It was the deepest snowfall on our coast since 1916. So it was an 80-year record broken. And I remember shoveling the front sun deck before I went to bed. And I opened up the door in the morning, and there was this much snow out there. And I shook my head, and I'm pretty sure I shoveled that snow before I went to bed. 28.5 inches. I only have 3 pictures of that snowfall. I didn't have any film in my camera. My neighbor phones me up. She's quite a ways down. When I say neighbor, she's about 2 kilometers down the road, at least 1.5 to 2 kilometers down the road. She says, Joe, I need a snow shovel. Well, I just finished breaking the handle in half on the snow shovel. So she shows up. She walked in the snow with her sister, and she had a camera, and she took a few pictures of us standing in the snowfall, palm trees covered in snow, eucalyptus trees sticking out of the snow. It was a crazy, crazy winter. This town came to a standstill. The whole island did. Let's just see, what else do we have here? Palm tree dude. I'm reading all these comments. Martin, if I cut a loquat back to the trunk, yeah, I don't know if you want to go too low on it. You know, I've never actually cut. I have a loquat tree here. We have a nice big loquat tree in our garden. I've never cut a loquat tree. I think you can prune them, but I don't really know how hard you can prune them. So you experts out there on loquat, Irobotria japonica is the Latin name. They're in the rose family. How hard can you prune a loquat tree? Can you cut them down to a stump like a eucalyptus tree, and will they resprout? I'm definitely not going to try it with ours because ours looks really nice. Let's just see. Kinsey Jr., my least favorite workout ever, shoveling 4 feet of fresh powder top of Appalachia. Oh, that's a lot of snow, but at least it was powder. See, the problem with the snow here is wet, heavy snow, and it sticks to things like glue. So if you have rhododendrons, it doesn't damage the palm trees. It does bend them down, and they kind of pop up after it melts off. But it can break branches and bend things out of shape. Weather follower, I'm going to go now, Joe. 2:15 a.m. All right, weather follower. Thanks for popping in there, and thanks for the info. Always nice to have you in here and join up in the conversation. So we will see you next time. And remember, I'm just going to do random live streams, but first Friday of every month, I will do a live stream for sure. But when the weather's really nice like this, and it's going to be nice a lot, you know, I've done my things that I had to do. I said to Wendy, I just feel like sitting down and doing a live stream and chatting with you guys. Does loquat tolerate drought? Yes, Jane, it does, because I never water our loquat tree, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I planted it, let's see, early 1990s, I planted it as a small loquat, and now it's a big loquat. I bought one loquat, Martin says, with damaged trunk, but got my money back to save it. Well, they're easy to grow from seed, too. And they grow fast, very, very fast. GD Gardens, my palms dry out each day. My green, yeah, you know what? Which reminds me, I got to check the greenhouse after I do this live stream because the sun is beating on it, and it may need watering for sure. answered that question, Jane. They do tolerate drought, and loquat would probably grow where you are. I've seen them at high elevations on Maui, loquat, and I actually have a video of them I shot when I was up past the lavender farm on the way to Haleakala, and we went into this Asian garden, and I said, "Wow, look at the loquats! There's some beautiful loquats there." Weather follower. Okay, see you, weather follower. Take care. We'll see you next time, and stay tuned for more videos. I think after I'm finished here, I'm going to upload a video of that storm cloud over top of Mount Maxwell. It looked pretty cool. Zach, when we lived in Illinois, the land of Lincoln, I was like 10 years old and we had 20 inches of fresh snow. Oh, it gets cold. It gets so cold there. I put something in my mom's trunk. Oh God, and nearly chopped my pinky off. Ouch! Well, at least it would have been frozen. You wouldn't have felt it until it thawed out. How long can loquat seed last? I had a friend bring me back some from California, and he was down there for several weeks. I'm going to say he was down there for about a month, and he brought me back some loquat seed that he had picked down there. Picked the fruit, ate it, brought me back some seed. But a month old isn't that long. The problem with some seed, when it gets too old, I think the endosperm seems to shrink away from the shell, like palm seeds. When palm seeds become too old, they become less viable. However, I have germinated palm seeds that were a year old, and sporadic germination. Somebody gave me a whole seed stalk of them. They were just laying there. He says, "You can take them if you want. They're like a year old." And I said, "Okay." So I took these palm seeds, and some of them actually did germinate that were sitting there a year. So that wasn't too bad. But loquat, I'm going to guess fresher the better. A really old loquat tree. I don't even know if a loquat seed a year old would even germinate. You could try it if you have any old loquat seeds and let us know. I know pot seeds, cannabis can stay a year and germinate still. The stuff we germinated here, Wendy germinated, they're like 1 year old, 1 year old pot seeds. So they, let's just see, when did she harvest it? Well, not quite 1 year. Sorry. She harvested it in fall. So it would have been early fall. And so not quite a year. We're going to say probably 4 months, 5 months short of a year. So there might be 7 or 8 months old. Tennessee. Unfortunately, I felt it in several. Oh God, ouch! And to the emergency room. Well, I hope your pinky's okay now, Zach. Ryan borrowed date palms can germinate seeds. Yes, they can. I know that one. And over the years, people have sent me that video. It's an article on the date palm that was a couple thousand years old or something like that, or 1,500 years old of the date seed that actually germinated. So that's pretty cool. But Trachycarpus seeds, unfortunately, are not like Phoenix dactylifera seeds, and not viable super long. But like I say, after a year, I did get some to germinate. I don't know how much longer than a year old they would germinate. Um, Palm tree dude, far north. Palm tree. I'm surprised at how far both queen palms can grow in California. Far. Oh yeah, no. Queen palms grow in Oregon. Palm tree dude. I've seen beautiful Cypress Roman Zophiana growing in Brookings, Oregon. I have pictures of them. Yeah, I remember seeing a house with two beautiful queen palms in front. You got to remember, Brookings, Oregon is Zone 9B, and so is Gold Beach, Oregon. The stuff that grows in Brookings will blow you away. It's just like what they grow in Northern California. It's they rarely ever get frost. There's freaking huge date palms everywhere, Washingtonias. There's citrus, big citrus trees. You know what I saw in Brookings, Oregon, in front of a guy's place? Tibouchina, big Tibouchina. I saw huge agaves in bloom. I got pictures of them. The agaves themselves were as tall as me, and the bloom spikes were as tall as the telephone poles. And I know that because they were growing in this guy's front yard, and there's a telephone pole, and the bloom spike was as tall as a telephone pole. They were huge green agave Americana. So if you ever get a chance, go to Brookings, Oregon. That place has always interested me ever since I got into growing palm trees. And in Brookings, Oregon, they call it the Brookings effect because every place on the Oregon coast is facing north-south. Brookings is facing southwest. They get these winds that come up. It's an amazing microclimate from Southern California and warms it up. So it can reach 80 degrees on a winter day in Brookings, Oregon. They do get a lot of rain. They get 80 inches annually. What do we have here? Ryan, I posted pics of Brookings on Palm Talk. Yes, awesome. I love Brookings, Oregon. We stayed at the Best Western on Chetco in there the last time I was there. And Gold Beach is a pretty cool place too if you like to palm hunt and take pictures of palms. Brookings Harbor, yep, that's a good palmy area. Every other house has a Tibuch. Yeah, there's lots of Tibuchinas. I saw Livistona there too. There's Azalea Park. I think at Azalea Park in Brookings there might be a queen palm too. I saw Agave Americana at Bouchard Gardens. Yes, there is also Jane. There's also big Agave Americanas growing down on Beach Avenue along English Bay in Vancouver, where the streets are lined with palm trees, and I do have videos of them here. Why is Brookings so mild? Is no, it's no, it's totally mild. It's it doesn't get the frost. It's regulated by the Pacific Ocean, and they called it a weatherman in 1955 called it the Brookings effect because they get the winds, like I say, come from California and they wrap around and they hit Brookings. So it's kind of cockeyed Brookings. It's not facing north south. It's facing southwest. It's an amazing microclimate. It is a solid Zone 9P. You know what else grows there in Zone 9B? There's lots of Ericaria, heterophylla, the Norfolk Island pines growing in Brookings, Oregon. And I'm talking 60-foot date palms too, all over the place. Could you imagine my climate if the Mississippi River was huge Gulf Sea? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it'd be really mild. It'd be like full blown subtropical. It gets winds like Santa Ana winds. Yeah. It gets warm winds in Brookings. When I was in Brookings, it was in the summer month. It was August, and it was 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So you think of the Oregon coast as being cool. Brookings bakes. It can bake in Brookings. And on a winter day, when the rest of the state can be in a major deep freeze, it can be 75 degrees Fahrenheit in Brookings, Oregon. I have a Norfolk pine. Lucky you, Jane. Well, you know what? Years ago, I had a neighbor that planted. I'm trying to get the sun shining in my face now. I had a neighbor that planted a Norfolk Island pine outside at her place here down the road. And every year she put a cardboard box around, and it lasted 5 years, and then it finally froze. I do know of one growing in Tofino, and it's growing at my buddy's place. Let me just move this thing here. Move that. Can you see me better now? There we go. It's growing in Tofino on the far west coast, and it's growing right in front of his house. And he's had it there probably 10 years now. It's not very big, but it is a Norfolk Island pine. We grow Ericaria Araucana here. Okay, so what else do we have here? I'm just looking at all your comments, and there's lots of comments in here, and that's good. And you should, if you ever get a chance, you come to our coast, visit Bouchard Gardens, which is nice. Jane's been there, obviously, and Van Dusen Gardens. No, I like Van Dusen Gardens in Vancouver better than Bouchard because it's botanical and they grow everything under the sun there. They even have palms and tree ferns. I have, oh, God, it's hard to see here. Really hard to see here. So hopefully everybody's doing okay there. Hopefully your gardens are thriving. I'm going to back on out of here soon. And I'm going to go check the greenhouse because I think the greenhouse is going to need some watering. It is warm. It actually even feels warmer now. The sun is driving me crazy. As much as I love it, as much as I love the sun, guys, it's right in my face and it bothers my eyes. And I wear sunglasses a lot because I've had 2 eye surgeries already. And the eye doctor says, Joe, you got to wear sunglasses because the sun is not good for your eyes. Jane says mine's gotten taller than my house from 2009 to wow. Everything grows so fast in Hawaii. I'm envious of you guys in Hawaii. You got a great climate there. Palm tree dude, I had no clue Brookings could get so hot that far north along. I wonder if avocados. Oh yeah, avocados can grow there. No, yeah, they can grow it. I don't think mango will grow there. Avocado could grow there for sure. There's citrus. I've seen citrus in with citrus on them. Oranges, yeah, for sure. You think of the garden you could grow in Brookings, Oregon. You could actually grow a real temperate jungle. It'd be just amazing. I often think so. If I couldn't live in Hawaii, I'd love to live in Brookings, Oregon. Did you get calluses on your eyes? I have those too. No, I got cataracts. So in 2012, I got a detached retina on my left eye. Woke up one morning, couldn't see out of it. So I had to go in for surgery. And then over the years, I developed cataract in this one. So in early January, I went in for eye surgery, new lens, and I've had laser surgery in that eye. So it's better to wear sunglasses, protect them from the sun. Too much time outside. Yeah, I live outside. I really do. I work outside year round. So yeah, it's tough. That's where my office is, outside. Okay, let's just see what we have here. Well, anyway, you guys, yeah, please try visit Brookings if you ever have a chance. If you like palm hunting, the date palms there are superb. They are so beautiful. They're some of the nicest Phoenix canariensis palms I have ever seen are in Brookings, Oregon, and they are monster. There's one in this one guy's front yard, and he was out there. I drove by because I'm driving by and I'm stopping and I'm out there taking pictures. And he told me about the palm tree, and I said, "Can you get my picture with this thing?" And I couldn't even wrap my arms around the trunk. He said when he bought the place, it was there in 1976, and at that time, it had, like when I was there, it had about 25 feet of trunk on it. And I just saw a recent picture somebody posted, and the last time I was in Brookings, I think it was 2004, and that trunk looks like it's probably grown at least 15 feet taller now. It's just amazing. It's just absolutely gorgeous. A big, massive phoenix. Okay, so let me just put this on here. I see Zach said something. The sun has raped my eyes. Okay, check it out after the stream. And you know what? Google Brookings, Google palm tree images, Brookings, Oregon, and hopefully something will show up there, and even Norfolk Island pines. And read about the Brookings climate. You know what I mean? Google the Brookings effect, and it'll give you some dirt on Brookings. Years ago, back in the 1980s, I wrote to the Chamber of Commerce there because I was really interested in Brookings, Oregon, the climate, and they sent me a package, weather records, everything, and information on the Brookings effect. And also, they call it the banana belt of the Pacific Northwest. Okay, what else do we have here? Ryan Bartle, massive CIDV all over. Yep, giant yuck. Yeah, gigantia everywhere. I like to get a vacation spot there, 6 hour. Oh, yeah, I would, man. If I was in Oregon, man, I'd be in Brookings for sure. Great place for vacation. Hey, bud, I got to get some sleep. Okay, see you, Martin. Take care, buddy. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining in. Ryan, I saw Norfolk Island pines when I was there. Yes, there are Norfolk Island pines in Brookings, and not dinky ones. There's nice ones. How about Washingtonia robusta? There's beautiful Washingtonia robusta there too. Big ones. And I actually, you know what? Down on Pacific Avenue, was it Pacific? There's Chetco. I hit all the side streets. I was palm hunting. I spotted a Washingtonia flifera, or it could have been a filibuster too. Tennessee palm. Phoenix Theoprasta is roughly the same as Phoenix daclifera. Yes, I've tried. Oh no, sorry, I haven't tried Theoprasti. A friend of mine tried Theoprasti, and that's native to Turkey. And he tried that in the late 1980s in Vancouver, and it actually died the first winter. So they say they're hardier, but in a drier climate, it's going to be much hardier than in our climate. But nice palm, and like I say, native to Turkey. I want to try Phoenix Theoprasti. Well, you should try one. Give it a try. Give it protection. Cold winters. Put some. You know, you do put some Christmas lights around it. Use some old school C9 lights, or use some mini lights. This sun is killing me, man. Hang on. Let me go here. Let me spin this thing around. There we go. Get that sun out of my face. There is one outside Tacoma, Washington. Oh, Dipsis. Really? Which one is out in Tacoma, Washington? Oh, you're really? Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right too. I've seen pictures of it. That's right. Is it a filibuster or is it a robusta? Jane, I've heard true Phoenix experience is hardy down to. Well, I'll tell you what, Jane. In Gold Beach, Oregon, I was taking pictures of some big Phoenix canariensis, and the owner came out. The guy I was nearly in the guy's front yard. I wasn't in his front yard, but I was close to it. And he asked me if he could help me. And I says, yeah, give me some information about these palm trees. He says in 1990, they survived 13 degrees Fahrenheit with defoliation. So that's pretty cold, 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Dipsis, Ryan, Dipsis. Oh, there's a Dipsis in Seattle or Tacoma? Cool. That's crazy. Wow, how long has it been there? I wish I could go Dipsis decipiens badly. Dream palms. Yes, they are very nice palms, aren't they? There's a lot in Browns Point. Is that the guy with all the palm trees in his yard? Ryan, 6 years, Dipsis. Huh. I think the most exotic tropical looking palm we grow here would probably be Camadoria. It looks kind of wimpy, but it's actually pretty hardy. Been outside since 97 in our garden, and it's never flinched in any winter. So Camadoria radicalis. Dipsis is quite common. Yeah, in Hawaii for sure, but not this far north. Not a lot of people I know grow dipsis, or anybody I know grows dipsis. Butia are common, Jubea are common, Trachycarpus are weeds, and there's a lot of people that grow Livistona in sheltered gardens too. But Livistona still is a Zone 9A palm. You can't grow it out in the open here. You got to grow it in a sheltered area. I have Camadoria elegans. We have one in our kitchen. Right in that window right there. But it's inside the house and it doesn't come out. That's Wendy's palm. She bought that as a Walmart special, a 4-incher years ago. Let's just see. Ryan, I have 8 microspade, 13 radicalis. Sweet. We have 1 microspadex. It's doing really well now. Paradise Adventures. What should I do to protect my robust and 7-day winter? Survived all but one cold snap. Didn't have the lights. Oh, yeah, you got to box them in. I don't know what zone A though. Are you in the south or are you in the north? In the north, you got to box it in. Buddy of mine in Ontario grows one, and he boxes it and he builds a box around it. I think he's got a heat like a thermocube heat with it. Mine grows under a huge gardenia. Oh, gardenia. Well, we do have gardenias outside too year round. They're right over there under that overhang. There's Klein's hardy gardenia, and then I have another gardenia, jasminoid, in the greenhouse. Klein's hardy and Chuck Hayes are hardy here. Paradise Adventures. We had an 8A winter this year. Wow, yeah, 8A winter. That can be pretty cold. That's so you drop below 18 degrees was the low. Well, that's not. That's about the lowest temperature I've ever recorded here. December 2008 was our worst one. It's this year we were still a zone 9, but we did get down to 22.1. Ryan, Bardell, Joe, we need you. We need to get you some. Yeah, Wania australis seeds. Lots of guys in the U. Yeah, I think I would like to try that one, and I think that will grow in Ireland very well too. Good evening, fellow Earthlings. Food, forest, permaculture. Good to see you in there, Jane. Mine is Tierra Gardena, which is not non-native to Hawaii, but I bet you it smells good, doesn't it? I bet you it smells awesome. I love gardenias. If I could, I'd love to have a gardenia hedge. That would be just beautiful. And I love frangipani or frangipani, that plumeria. They're absolutely beautiful too. Palm tree dude. Use poor protection. Yeah. Well, you know what? When you're in a cold climate, you're growing Washingtonia robusta. Give it maximum protection. They are a short-term palm. Even this far north, people do grow them. I've seen them get really big here, and then you get a bad winter, and then guess what? They're done. All gardenias are fragrant. That's beautiful. Yeah. Even our Klein's hardy. It's a single flower. It's not a double like jasminoide, and it's super sweet smelling. I love gardenia. Paradise Adventures. I cut it to a stump. Well, you know what? I've seen them cut them in Maui, Washingtonias, because they grow like weeds some places along the beach, and they cut them down, and then they resprout again, and then they come and they cut them again because they get sick of them. And they want to kill them. Isn't that sad? They kill palm trees in parts of Hawaii because they're weeds. So I guess they're classed as an invasive species, Washingtonia robusta. Yeah, Jane, I bet you your gardenias are amazing. Yes, they are all fragrant, and I think they're probably native to Asia somewhere, aren't they? I don't know. Is there any native gardenias to Hawaii? I didn't think there was. Great to know. I hope it works. It may come back. You never know. Yeah, your Washingtonia. Trachycarpus often will come back if you cut them. If you think it's dead and you cut the top off, come down to live tissue, they'll shoot out again. I've done it lots of times. Palm tree, dude, don't rip it out. Yeah, don't rip out your palms if you think they're dead. Leave them to the last minute. Be patient, and maybe there's some life left in them. Okay. Oh no, Logan Tim Cal's ad account just commented on my video. Yeah, there's a guy out there named Logan Tim Cal, and he's a I don't know, is he's a spammer or something? And he comments on everybody's videos. Every one of my videos, this guy comments on, and I think he must be some sort of spammer. I don't know if you guys are having the same guy comment on your videos as well. I think he must get paid for them or something. I'm sure. Well, guys, I'm going to go here for another minute, and then I think I'm going to head down to the greenhouse, and I'm going to water the greenhouse because somebody mentioned the greenhouse was 105 or it gets pretty hot, and ours is about probably the same right now. It's probably about 90 degrees in that greenhouse, and plants are drying out. I have a lot of sables in one small pots. Jane Dan Gardenia. Oh, bright hammy eyes native to Hawaii. Wow, I had no idea, and it is endangered. I'm going to Google that one. That's sweet. I'm going to really Google that one. That is awesome. Thanks, Jane. Palm tree dude. Someone had a really tall robusta in Maryland, but they died one winter. Got too tall. I'm amazed. It must have got. It must have boxed it in like Tom Kelly in St. Louis, Missouri. He had 45 to 50 foot tall Washingtonia robusta in his garden, and I have pictures of them scaffolded in, and they got too tall, too big for their britches, and he had to let them freeze, and then he had to chainsaw them down, which really sucks. Good night and great days to all our things. Okay, take care of their food, forest, permaculture. Thanks for joining in, and stay tuned for the next live stream video, which could be any day. I mean, it's going to be Friday tomorrow. We get a long weekend. It is a long weekend here in Canada. So tomorrow I work, and then I get 3 days off. Monday's the holiday here. It's Victoria Day. And I hope we do get some rain for the weekend, but I hope there's at least one sunny day, and then I will do a live stream. Tennessee Palms, it's ALT account is so watch out. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't like. I did report that guy. It's kind of strange that he comments on every single video. Want to be friends, he says, and then he says, "Great video, want to be friends." Forest, Tennessee. Okay, I'm reading all the rest of them here before I go. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you all go now, and I thank you all for tuning in. Seeing you guys in there, and I like the palm talk because there's nobody around here to talk to about palm trees. Certainly, I don't have any neighbors that talk about palm trees, and my nearest neighbors live too far away. And one of them does have a lot of palm trees. But you guys are awesome. Thanks, Zach. Later, Zach. See you later. And stay tuned for another live stream. We will try to do one this weekend if it's sunny out, because I like to sit outside. I really don't like to do them inside. I like sitting out here, so you got a little bit of a background to see. You know, there's nothing really much to see in the man cave. All right, later, y'all. Kinsey Jr., take care. And Jane in Hawaii, aloha to you. Hang loose. Always nice to see you in there, Jane, and you're a fountain of information. Love that Jane, man. She knows her plants. You really do, man. You're awesome. Hey, if you're ever here on Salt Spring Island, come and visit. You know, when I was on Maui, we went and visited the Buddhist temple. I donated a palm tree to the Buddhist temple in Paia, and the monk comes out, really nice guy. He says, "You want to come into the temple?" So we go to the prayer wheel. We're spinning around a few times, and I've never been into the temple. So he brought us into the place where they do all their Buddhist stuff, and he asked me where I was from, and we said Salt Spring Island. He says, I know Salt Spring Island. He says he's been here a few times. He says he was here last summer up to the Buddhist monastery. We have a Buddhist retreat up on one of our high mountains on the south end. It's up at about 2,000 foot, and I do have to get up there maybe this summer and plant some palm trees. I really want to do that. So I asked him if I could donate a palm tree to the Buddhist grounds, the gardens. So I went to the nursery in Kihei, and I pull into the nursery, and lo and behold, on the table, there is one palm tree sticking out amongst all these plants. That's the one I went for. I think it might be a Veitchia Morillii. And so I gave it to him, and it's planted in the garden there. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And stay tuned for next time. And cheers and aloha to all of you. Stay safe out there, and happy gardening and happy palm planting. And palm you cannot grow wrong. All right. Take care. I'm going to end the stream right now, and see you all next time. Always nice to see you guys in there. You guys are a great bunch. Cheers.